When we did the original Metro Vision 2020 plan, there was about $4 billion worth of additional infrastructure that was going to have to be built to accommodate this more sprawling pattern. That cost gets borne by the private sector, and that's sunk cost. That's not productivity cost, that's not better labor, that's not better products, that's not innovation. That's just the cost of running streets and sidewalks and gutters. Densification creates the capacity to be much more productive as an economy while getting the added success of lower costs for folks living around a station and the greater sense of community that comes with a more densified living environment.
Density is often called, the D word in development. My own experience is that it's not density, it's design. There's a different D word that you need to be concerned about, and there is good design that doesn't feel overwhelming. I think density is a very desirable thing so long as it's managed appropriately.
We know that it creates healthier communities, for example, because people walk more and interact more, and so they live healthier lifestyles in more dense environments. We know that density is somewhat cost effective. We actually know that dense development creates more jobs than a less dense development does, so there's a lot of good things about it.
Density has its own reward. With density, with more people working or living in a certain area, you have more life, you have more stores, you have more restaurants, you have the ability to sustain neighborhood schools. You have greater demand and a better case for putting in a new park or putting more amenities in the park.
Mixing incomes, mixing housing types can really produce a great walkable, active feel in a community. You have people out on the streets. You have people coming and going and interacting and supporting your commercial so that your commercial is successful.
I think you can't talk about density in a vacuum. You can't just take this theoretical density and plop it on a community and say, this is a good thing, you should all love it. We need to do a better job at engaging folks in the value that density might have for their particular community. One of the conversations we had around the St. Anthony's Hospital redevelopment in Denver was that people are used to really tall buildings because there's a hospital there now. And when that hospital goes away and it's redeveloped as housing, there's no reason why we can't still have really dense housing in the middle of that site. But that we might go smaller and lower density as we get towards the edges so that we blend better with the neighborhood. If you have that conversation at the community level, rather than people just thinking about a tall building in their neighborhood, you can have a variety of densities, and you still achieve these big picture goals in terms of healthy community, in terms of air quality, in terms of jobs, but you can blend with the neighborhood too.